Welcome to the Miami Heat Zone podcast. We're pushing to 6,000 subscribers. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, and thank you for all the support. So today we have Amir from Team to Beat Miami Heat. Make sure that you guys go to his channel, hit that subscribe button, and then we also have Grant from GM Sports Report. Make sure that you also check out his channel and hit that subscribe button. So Grant, with all this Jimmy Butler news going on, with him saying no to the Memphis Grizzlies, the Milwaukee Bucks, and a bunch of other teams. And it seems as if Shams was right from the very beginning when he was mentioning Phoenix, because Phoenix has already pretty much came out and said they're willing to pay him $111 million for 2 years. So what do you think about all the Jimmy Butler drama with being suspended, now with possibly eyeing, one team now compared to like this laundry list that he said before, where he was talking about only, pretty much anywhere but Miami. So what do you think about all this Miami Heat drama with Jimmy Butler?
Right. So I think, there's a civil war going on right now on Heat Twitter about if this is Pat Riley's fault, if this is Jimmy Butler's fault. Look, it's not wrong to say that they're both in the wrong in certain ways. Pat Riley did a lot of stuff wrong leading up to this moment. And now that it's happened and Jimmy Butler is handling this moment wrong, in my opinion. So, with the whole laundry list that he gave out to start saying anywhere but Miami, you got to stick to your word if that was the case, because now, we're starting to try to make deals with him. And it looks like we're even going for a team like Memphis. We were close to a deal with them. And then it comes out that he doesn't want to be traded to Memphis. So it's a little frustrating on his end now that that's coming out. And I don't know. As far as the Phoenix thing goes, it doesn't seem like anything's like starting to make progress. It looks like Bradley Beal just said today that he has no plans of waiving his no trade clause. So if that doesn't happen, then there's no trade to Phoenix to begin with. So I don't know. It's going to take a lot. I can 100% see Jimmy Butler coming back after suspension and ended up having to play some games with us at least until the trade deadline, which would be very interesting to see. But I don't know. I don't see a trade happening anytime soon.
Yeah, but like you mentioned, Pat Riley, what do you think that Pat Riley did up to this point? Exactly.
The main thing that I think he did was just trying to like disgruntle Jimmy in a way by making the whole shut your mouth if you're not playing comments. I think that kind of started a snowball effect. I think, it was reported that their relationship never really got back to normal after those comments were made. I think that they should have handled a lot of this stuff behind closed doors and, not say things publicly. And I think it's just slowly been leading up to where we are now.
Go ahead, Amir.
Which part?
Just like everything, because listen, like I know a lot of people like they want to say, oh, Pat Riley shouldn't have said, for him to shut his mouth. But Pat Riley also told us he spoke to Jimmy and his agent behind closed doors and said, yo, how can we get Jimmy to play more games? And obviously that's not happening. And then when you see Jimmy Butler out here shooting one-legged threes, he told the nastiest lie when he said that he has no joy playing basketball. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Like, I just think that proves to me that they don't really love the game like they say they do. Because don't get me wrong, did Pat Riley fall short? Absolutely. I think he could have done a better job building around Jimmy and Bam. But to sit out here and make it seem like the Miami Heat haven't accommodated him, giving him $150 million after the bubble, no questions asked, and allegedly he gets all these different perks and privileges that, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh could never get. So that's my biggest thing when I ask to all Miami Heat fans. Both sides are wrong, but then at the same time, Pat Riley, that's just what Pat Riley does. I don't understand. Like, people are making it seem like Pat Riley's not rude and disrespectful too. He can be rude and disrespectful. That's Pat Riley. That's what he's known for. He's known for challenging guys. And at the end of the day, Jimmy Butler is under contract. That's my biggest thing. He's under contract, $48.8 million. You need to go out there and Pat Riley never said he wasn't going to pay him. He just said, not right now. We have a whole season ahead of us, and he's already playing games.
Yeah, it's like the issues from the Pat Riley side, I think, is the roster construction piece. Like, if Jimmy is truly about winning a championship with this Miami Heat team, then I understand his frustrations, even though, yes, we gave him Kyle Lowry. That was his choice, but we were hindered with lack of assets, salary cap issues, no first-round picks because we had to attach first-round picks for other trades in the past, let's say, 6 to 8 years or whatever it's been. So those are some issues from the Pat Riley side. I understand why Jimmy could be upset, but we did try to give him someone who was probably the most coveted free agent at that time. Kyle Lowry was still 35. So, I mean, he had that one good year, obviously, his first year with the Miami Heat when we were the first seed. He was at least, trying a little bit more offensively. I think that second and third year, we were all frustrated when Kyle wouldn't put up a three. But that first season, he was solid when, Bam and Jimmy were hurt and Tyler, obviously missed games. And he was solid. He put in that effort. But I think it's the issues with roster construction, relying too much on the undrafted stuff that could have got Jimmy upset, not being able to get Dame probably. I think if we were truly going to get Dame, and if Pat Riley and the front office really did lowball Joe Cronin, like there is some murmurs about that, that we're trying to fleece folks all the time. If that was true, then that's part of it. That's part Joe Rogan, Joe Cronin was part of it, but that could be the front office of Miami Heat trying to be too greedy, and also because Dame said only the Miami Heat, so we felt like we had all that leverage. So those are some things that Pat Riley could have messed up on. The whole shut up and play thing, I think that's a joke. I don't. Jimmy's talked so much shit to all of his teammates, whether it was in Chicago, in Minnesota, in Philadelphia. Like he got cussed out by UD. What was it, 2 seasons ago when he was talking crap to Spo in that one game. UD, you can hear him say, "I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." And then Spo was telling Jimmy, "Shut the hell up, bro." Spo was talking shit to Jimmy, I'm sure, in that moment, in a heated moment too. And their relationship was totally fine. So I think it's the money. It could be other stuff too. Again, like that, we weren't able to get over the hump because of the mistakes you've already made as an organization, and that's part of it. Is Mickey and Nick and other folks too, not just Pat. But it's the money. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, and Martel, you mentioned before he requested the trade, hours after, or not even an hour, maybe half hour after the press conference after the game against the Pacers, when he was saying, I don't have any more joy, which is just like, bro, I don't want to hear that shit. You're making $49 million. Like, you already have generational wealth for your family with just your career earnings. Like, shut up. You're playing basketball in Miami. You're the best player on the team. Like, stop it. Like, I think it was just like, those were kind of his way of saying it indirectly before they came out directly saying it, right? Because he's like, I'm not happy. Like, could you be happy here? He's like, I'm happy off the court, not on the court, right? Like he was basically saying, I'm gonna ask for a trade request, which I didn't think was gonna come an hour later. But it's all about the money. I think it's all about the money, and Jimmy's burning it down right now, and we're losing all trade value with it, which sucks. So
yeah. And I just want to add on to that real quick. About the whole, if people had any questions on if it wasn't about the money beforehand, it's even more obvious now when he came out and declined like a Memphis Grizzlies deal or a Bucks deal, because
exactly,
those are 2 winning situations. Like, if you actually care about winning and that's your main priority, you'd be perfectly okay getting traded to one of those 2 teams. So it's very obvious now that he's definitely just wants his money at the end of the day.
Yeah, but somebody brought up a very good point, like in my comment section, is that Jimmy Butler wasn't even an all-star last year or this year, and he wants a max deal. Listen, I think it rests the case after that. Listen, I will always stand on this. What Jimmy Butler did, no superstar in the NBA, no all-star could have done what Jimmy Butler did with that ragtag crew of undrafted guys and Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero missing 40 games. I will salute him all day long. All I'm saying is there's no reason why he can't go out there right now when, even though we're losing games and stuff like that and winning a few even without him, we're really not even that far from what? Like, I think it was like the 4th seed or some crazy thing like that. I don't understand why he just can't come back and play basketball. That is my biggest thing. And I just feel like, of course you want your money, but think about this too, guys. He can opt in next year to $52 million if he really wanted to. All I'm hearing is money. So this whole argument talking about, like he wants his money, he's going to get his money. He might not get like $111 million to where, and if he's going to sit here and tell us he's worth it, I just think that's a lie. Please correct me, like, if I'm wrong. If he's going to sit here and do all that he's doing and tell us he's worth $111 million, how are we even going to be competitive?
He's not worth that much. Look at the DeMar DeRozan deal, right? Like, obviously DeMar is a better scorer than Jimmy Butler. I don't think he's a better overall player, and he's never been good in the playoffs. He doesn't have that resume, but he's been a really good regular season player. And I was at the game on Sunday when we blew the 17-point lead against the Kings, and DeMar DeRozan cooked us, especially in the second overtime. And look at the deal that he got. They're the same age, and he was okay with taking, like, what I think it was like 3 years, $75 million. Like, he's making like $25 million like a year. Like, I'm okay with giving Jimmy that, but he clearly wants that. He wants 55 million per year or more. He wants the 110, like Martel said, and he's not playing like an all-star like in the regular season. That's the problem. Like, yes, we could pay you for what you've done in the playoffs, but like we can't do that based off past playoff performances. And if you're not going to play and be healthy and you're going to load manage and all that crap in general in the regular season, we can't afford moving forward to pay you 55 60 million dollars, because we're going to be a play-in team again, and it's going to be a hard path in the playoffs anyway. So yeah, I don't know.
No, but it's just guys like these who come on YouTube and they lie for millionaires. Like this first comment, why are you guys toxic? That's all you see, working him to the ground. He's getting paid. Like, I don't like. Do people forget that he's already getting paid right now? Like,
We're
he's
not
getting
talking crap
paid
on him.
right now, and he can opt into $52 million next season. Now, Grant. Now, right now, listen, the Miami Heat, even so, they're tripping too. They say that they want win now players to stay competitive, but then they don't want to take on too much salary because they want the flexibility. Do you think that Jimmy Butler will be traded? Because I really don't think he's going to be traded. I think he's going to regroup with the team. It might be awkward. It is what it is, but I don't really see him being traded.
I definitely don't see him getting traded during the suspension. He's 100% going to have to come back to the team at some point during this season, I believe. If anything, maybe at the trade deadline, a team shows that they're starting to become a little more desperate and they're not. Because right now, there's no pressure on any other team to make like their best offer. You know, that's why there's all these reports coming out saying that we're not getting any good offers. No team feels pressured right now. And I think what Jimmy Butler might slowly be realizing right now is that there's not as big of a market for him as he thought there would be. Not every team is foaming at the mouth to trade for an injury-prone, aging star. You're kind of taking a risk on him, that hoping he can turn it on in the playoffs, which is what the Heat essentially would be doing if they were to pay him. I just don't see a trade happening during the 7-game suspension at all. If anything, maybe a team will get desperate during the trade deadline and throw out their best offer, and maybe we'll bite. But I definitely see him coming back to the team at some point this year. I don't think he's played his last game in a Heat uniform.
So there's a lot of people cooking Bam Amir. Do you think that it's warranted? People are saying that he needs to be traded. He's soft. Like, I think that this new offense, even though it's still not an excuse because he is the max guy, but I do think that this offense did a huge disservice to Terry Rozier and to Bam Adebayo. So, Grant, like in Amir, what do you guys think is going on with Bam Adebayo? People are already saying that Bam is not a max player. Where do we go from this? Because they're the ones who crowned him as our franchise guy. D Wade said, he's a franchise guy. Udonis Haslem is giving him the torch. So they think that he's the next guy, but he doesn't necessarily play like that. And I know, and I always have to say this Miami Heat team failed Bam Adebayo as well by not putting a proper 4 next to him and not putting a reliable backup 5. So what do you guys think about Bam Adebayo and what's going on with him?
Bam, I mean, he's obviously a max player. Like, you're just an idiot if you don't know anything about basketball if you don't think he's a max player in today's NBA. He's not a number 1 option, in my opinion, obviously. He could have been a number 2 option, possibly, if things went right and if Tyler was playing like he was this season and was available in the playoffs. Like, that's another big issue, too, that we need Tyler here to prove that he could do this in the playoffs, right? Like, he doesn't have the best track record when he's healthy in the playoffs. And I mean, Bam is obviously still a top 25 player, and top 25 players deserve max contracts. Like, is he our number 1 guy and like our cornerstone number 1? No. But do we need to get a Donovan Mitchell or someone like that, a De'Aaron Fox next to him? Yes. Like, he's still one of the best defenders in the NBA. He's still a good rebounder. He's still a good playmaker. His offense is obviously a big issue, and he is kind of soft at times for sure. But I think it's his mentality, like his psychology. He gets in his head too much, overthinks, and that's contributing to him missing easy shots. I play basketball. I'm sure you guys play basketball. Like, if you're missing 7 shots in a row and like you're like, I don't really want the ball as much, like unless you're like a really good shooter, right? Where shooters keep shooting, but like there's times where you get psyched out. And I think the big thing with Bam is his psychology. Like, he's a number 3. In my opinion, right now, the Miami have 2 third options on a contending team on the team right now. Tyler Hero is not a number 1. It's sad that he's our best player right now. That it is what it is, but he's not a number 1 option. He's a number 3. Bam's a number 3. So we need an alpha like a De'Aaron Fox, like a Donovan Mitchell type player to join. And I mean, I think it's all mental with Bam. Like, his field goal percentage is contributing to his like 16 points per game this season. He's shooting 10 percentage points or whatever it is compared to like his career average. Like, that's That's unacceptable. That's insane. Like the amount of times he's missed in the paint, like that percentage is like really down the drain. And I think it's his mentality. I still think he's a good player. I still think he's worth the contract because that's market value. You know what I mean? It's like the market dictates how much they're going to make. Yes, ideally, I wouldn't want him to be making 50 million next year, and having him make like 38, 40 would be great. But that's the market value for a guy who's like a top 20, top 30 player in the NBA. You're going to get a max deal. He's an all-star. So it is what it is, but he's been shitty lately. Last night he was good. I was at the game too last night. He stepped up last night, but still, it's unacceptable to lose to the Jazz and lose to the Pacers and lose to these teams the way we've lost all season long. So, and he's part of it.
Yeah, I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head. I think anyone who thinks Bam hasn't been off to a terrible start to the season is just lying to themselves. He's been very underwhelming. But as far as the whole contract, if it's worth it, if it's not worth it, he's still only 26 years old, I believe, 26, 27, somewhere around there. He's still got time to grow, and we're in a weird time right now. I don't think he's ever going to be a number one option on offense, but you look at the things he does on defense and his playmaking's improved. He does more than just like score the ball, but he has been very bad at offense. And I think he's on the brink of top 25. I want to say he's a sure right in for 25 right now, at least with the way he's been playing. But as far as the contract goes, like you said, look at the market right now. Go look up some of these players' contracts and tell me if you think it's a good contract. I mean, go look up Emmanuel quickly. I believe he's making close to 200 M's, and he's played like 3 games this year. Go look up DeMar DeRozan's contract right now. There's all kinds of bad contracts in the NBA right now. So as far as the contract thing goes, I think 5 years from now, everyone's going to be thrilled that we gave him this money.
Yeah, let me clarify too. Yes, top 20 is he's definitely not a top 20 player this year. That's why I kind of threw in the range at the end 20 to 30. Last year he was like 22, 23, like he was in that range. Like he's still a top 25 player to be fair. So yes, you're right, Randy. He is not a top 20 player. And then I love the comment where he said then Tyler's a top 10 player if Bam's a top 20 player, which I think is funny. But yes, Bam this season specifically might be like a top 40 player at this point, right? Like the way he's playing today, but like his defense is so good. The other things that he does for this team, he's the anchor of this entire offense and defense, not scoring wise, but like with his dribble handoffs, his screens, like everything. Like, but he's definitely not playing like a top 25, top 30 player this season. I 100% agree with that. Last season, yes, when he was an all-star.
So now there's a lot of, right before we close, but there's a lot of people saying that it's going to probably take a 3-team deal or maybe even a 4-team deal to get something done. How do you guys feel about Brandon Ingram, 27 years old, and he's averaging 24.5 points? I think out of all the packages that are realistic, I can easily see Brandon Ingram definitely being one of our options.
Go ahead, Grant, but pass.
Yeah, I actually like that Brandon Ingram package. I think it's a very low risk, high reward type of situation because he's on an expiring contract. So if you don't like him, you don't have to pay him again this offseason. So I think you get him, you take a chance with him. It helps out Tyler for sure because the reason why Tyler's been struggling these last few games is now that Jimmy's out, whether Jimmy's been struggling or not, Jimmy will always draw attention from a team's defense. So that's why Tyler Hero's been able to do so good with him in the lineup. And the reason he struggled is because teams noticed that he's kind of their only option on offense right now, and they're throwing doubles at him. I mean, we saw in that Kings game, every time he got doubled, it was either almost a turnover, it was just like a late shot in the shot clock, and it ended up being a bad shot. So I think getting a guy like Brandon Ingram would be the best case scenario because it give you another pure scorer. He can do it at all 3 levels, mid-range, 3-point, and finishing. And like I said, he's on an expiring, I believe. So, if you don't like him, you don't have to deal with him after this year.
I mean, if he does play good, he could be fool's gold, and that could be detrimental because he wants a max, but he's not going to get 200 million. He wants 50 million a year. Like, there's no way we'd offer him that contract, even though he's young, a good scorer, but he's injury prone, misses also 20 plus games every single season, chokes in the playoffs, like has been like unavailable in the playoffs or just like benched in the playoffs. Was it last season or 2 seasons ago, whatever? He was like not even playing in the fourth quarter in the closing lineup. Kind of unreal, which is kind of crazy, but like, what do we fucking know? What do you guys know in the comments? You guys don't know shit. Talking shit on Bam. Like, these are like NBA executives and coaches. Like, they know like these players better than we do, obviously. And On paper, it could be good. It could be a good fit. He's the type of wing guy that could be good for this offense. Obviously, next to Tyler, I think would be a good fit next to Bam. But he's not the best 3-point shooter. He's not as consistent. I think we need more 3-point firepower. But he'd do better than Jimmy, right? But like this Miami Heat team did need someone like Dame, like a Kevin Durant, like someone lethal outside of Tyler and Duncan from 3. But I'm not a fan of that. Like I'd rather have the centerpiece be like a Kuminga type of blue chip kind of prospect, even though we're not going to get him.
Yeah, but you'd have to give him $200 million. I'm not paying Kuminga $200 million.
No, he's not making $200 million. He's a rookie. He's going to get that.
No,
he's going to get that Tyler Hero and Bam max, which was like $30 million, $26 million.
He wants a max too. He wants a max. Golden State doesn't even want to give him the max.
I feel like there's a rule though. Rookies can't make a certain amount. Like they have like that first max contract is limited based off their rookie scale contract. I think you can only make like 30 a year or something. It's like look at Tyler and Bam. Before Bam had his extension, like that's like you can't get a $50-60 million max. Like no one gets it like that. I think there's a rule. I don't know. Someone in chat, let me know. But
go ahead, Trent.
Yeah.
I heard about Brandon Ingram, and when I heard Brandon Ingram, I said I had to hop in the chat real quick because I don't want that scrub on my team at all. I do understand the point of having him for 1 year because his contract, I get that. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. I don't think Jimmy gets traded, bro. I think what's going to happen is Jimmy was already supposed to be traded, and his team said, no, we're not going to Memphis. Like that's exactly what happened. That trade was already done. And that's why that report came out. Like, no, he don't want to go to Memphis. He wants to only play for Phoenix. And going to Phoenix is just making so much – it's making everything tough because we don't want Bradley Beal. And then it's going to involve a third team. And adding a third team is just going to make mad things complicated. The suspension is only seven games or something, 7 days or whatever. And we're going to get to the point where it's like we're going to have to rock with him and just roll with the season. And he's going to leave and free agency. Or it's going to be a sign and trade. So that's kind of where we're at right now. All the teams are backing out, and no teams are really offering Jimmy something because they know they got to pay Jimmy, and they know getting Jimmy is not easy. Jimmy's a diva, so you're getting a different character to this locker room, and some people won't mess with Jimmy, especially mid-season. They don't want to deal with that. So I think that's kind of where we're at with the Miami Heat. But it sucks because I like how the young players are playing. You see, as soon as Jimmy's out, Jovic looks good. Jaime finally looks up to par what we expected. That's what we want. But when Jimmy's going to be back, Jaime's going to go back to being Jaime. Jovic is probably going to be playing Jovic minutes, but we're stuck right now.
Trey, let me ask you this. So if you think he doesn't get traded, I think Grant and Martel, I think you guys all agree that he is not going to get traded. That's your opinion. I think he gets traded at least by the February 6th deadline, maybe for pennies on the dollar. I don't know. I think Pat Riley's too old school. He doesn't play that shit. Like they don't want that toxicity there. But who knows? But if he doesn't get traded, Trent, how does that play out? So like, let's say, especially next week on the 14th, he'll be available for the game against the Nuggets at home. So does he suit up and actually play, or does he talk shit and does stuff while he's suspended to get suspended again, perhaps? Or does he tell Pat Riley, pay me, but I'm going to sit out kind of thing? Like, I don't know if Miami is going to be willing to do that. And also, is Jimmy going to be willing, if he does decide to suit up and actually play, how hard is he going to play? How could we calculate to see if he's actually truly putting in effort? Like, why would he want to risk injury? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he could tear his Achilles like Drew Smith, like ACL, whatever, and that could, like impact his season next year, right? Like then he picks up his $52 million option again with the Miami Heat, and we do this all over again. Like that, none of that shit seems like it's going to happen, in my opinion. That's why I think we just trade him and we just say fuck it. We hopefully find a team that can give us something, and it's probably going to be dog shit. If he's going to be this petty and a diva, right, and this crazy, and he wants to burn the Miami Heat down, then it's like, okay, well, Jimmy's not going to pick up his option no matter where we trade him. So fuck it. Let's just trade him to Atlanta. Let's just trade him to whatever team it is for like garbage. Just make the salary match, probably get no picks, just to wipe your hands clean, perhaps. And then Jimmy's going to be pissed off and can ask for a trade again, or just not like finish the season wherever he goes to. And then he just, becomes a free agent like he wanted to ultimately, right? Outside of getting the extension with the Miami Heat last offseason. So Trent, anyway, sorry. What do you think will happen if he comes back after the suspension? Does he play? or does he do some other shit?
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's his job to play. I mean, technically he was still playing. It doesn't mean he was trying 100%, but I think he goes out there and he plays. I mean, because you got to realize after this season, he's doing he's looking at, like, I don't know the word to say, but other teams are going to be looking at him to pay him. So he still needs to show to them that, like, listen, even when it gets bad, I still come out here and do my job. That's what it's going to come up to. He needs to play. It doesn't matter. I don't like my job. I still show up to work. I got to show up at work. So that's what Jimmy's going to have to do. I think Jimmy was just trying to make it messy at this point, but he realized, damn, I have no trade value. You got to realize Jimmy's trades, ever since he got traded, he didn't get much off him. I think I seen something about, like, they got Robert Covington and, like, something else. Or Jimmy's trade value is always going to be low, 100%. So he goes out there, he plays for the rest of the season. He might miss some time with just bull crap injuries, because then it's like an ankle injury. He doesn't want to, like, make it worse. He's going to sit out. It'd be like a little sprain. He'll sit out. Like, little things like that. I think, but he's going to play. Yeah, I'm not worried.
Martel, do you think that too? Because how are we going to base how much he's actually trying? Right? Is he going to just run into the corner again? We're going to allow that.
Scott Riley.
That's going to impact the team.
Nah, you got to play. You got to play. It's simple. I'll let you talk. Hold on. I'll let him talk. But you got to play. The thing is, you got to play. You have a full 30-plus games left, including playoffs. So we're a playing team. I think we can all agree to that. So you have to. He has nothing against the teammates. He says he likes being in Miami. It's all a contract. As soon as he gets a contract, he's fine. And then obviously the little comments that they brought up about him, but, like, dude, he's gonna play. I'm not too worried about that. He's gonna play. So yeah,
Jimmy is not gonna play, bro. He's not gonna play.
He's gonna keep getting suspended.
He's gonna Kawhi Leonard the Miami Heat, bro. He's not gonna play. He's gonna come back. He's gonna fake an injury so he can sit out and not get suspended, bro. He's not playing.
And you think the Heat are that dumb?
Yeah, pretty much, because they haven't traded him. That's why.
No, there's no. That doesn't mean they're dumb. That just means they want to get the best value, and there's not much value.
There is no value. There's no
exactly.
Value.
So why are we gonna trade him just to trade him for nothing?
For nothing.
Why are we trading him for nothing? Why are we doing that?
He makes nearly $50 million. You're gonna get something. It might not be what they want. They're not gonna get a superstar for him,
bro. He would have been traded already, bro. I'm telling you, bro. And you got to realize they got some type of respect for Jimmy, because Jimmy doesn't have a no trade clause. Jimmy doesn't
There's no respect for Jimmy.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Contract with him. There's no respect.
I'm gonna tell you why, bro. They have some respect for Jimmy, bro. Because this trade with Memphis was 100% done. They said, no, back us out that shit. We don't want that. Bro, it's not like Jimmy has no trade clause or
it's 100%
he can choose.
When there's no
bro, that trade was going to be done 100%, bro. I don't care what anybody says, bro. Watch when Jimmy, if he does get traded, he doesn't trade, there's going to be a report coming out. He was heading to Memphis. Even, what's his name? The other dude.
Memphis for who?
What do you mean Memphis for who? Brandon Clark, Luke Kennard? Like, you're getting those type of players.
Brandon Clark and Luke Kennard does not even equals Jimmy's contract. So where's this 100% coming from?
Marcus Smart.
Three of them do.
Marcus Smart was
Marcus Smart and two other guys. So yes,
all this.
Miami was going to trade Jimmy Butler for Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard.
And another guy, yes, because at this
and
moment,
Brandon Clark.
Well, hold on. Because at this moment, that's really all he's worth. Because think about it, all these teams, they're trying to lowball the Miami Heat. Why? Because he's 35 years old. So why wouldn't they lowball him? And then also, too, outside of Phoenix, they have no guarantee that he's even going to stay long term if they trade for him. We honestly have no leverage.
So for Marcus Smart, didn't the Grizzlies give up 2 first-round picks for him?
I think so.
So why would they give him up for Jimmy Butler, thinking Jimmy would leave?
Bro, you're asking us questions that's involving Memphis. This is a Heat channel. I don't care what Memphis does. At the end of the day, Memphis, they had a little bit.
They're trying to win right now.
You're lagging, bro. You're lagging, bro.
Who's trying to win right now, Martel?
Memphis Grizzlies. They're willing to take that gamble because they want to win right now.
Dude, they're second in the Western Conference. They're second or third in the Western Conference. That's why you take that type of gamble.
That up? Why would you blow up a second in the conference team for Jimmy Butler?
That's not blowing it up. You're giving up role players.
Well, hold on. Martel, I got this. Hold on. I got this. Marcus Smart been out half the season with a bunch of injuries. Luke Kennard hardly
Miami
plays, and
won
Brandon Clark is out the last couple of years with injuries. What are we blowing up?
So
what are they
why
blowing
would
up?
Miami want these guys that's out for somebody?
Because that's Jimmy's trade value. What are we talking about?
So they don't want Jimmy because he doesn't play. So they're going to trade him for 3 guys that don't play. 3 guys that don't play.
They're gonna have to play. Obviously, they're healthy enough to play now.
Who are they giving up? You can't trade 1 for 3. Who are they giving up?
Yes, you can. Because all it has to do is that the salaries have to match. That's it.
No. You can only have 15 players on the roster. So how are you giving up
It's
Jimmy
called
Butler
cutting somebody.
for
It's called
2 extra players?
Bro,
No,
no,
he's right. SRT's right. You have to throw in.
No.
J-Rich
We're
guys.
calling about. But we're doing specifics, bro. Like, bro, the main point. He's getting away from the main point. Who else are they gonna trade? Bro, none of that matters. The point is, at the end of the day, Jimmy Butler has no trade value at all, and that's why the conversation was.
Explain how that's possible.
Let me talk. You're getting away from the whole thing. The first conversation was, is Jimmy gonna play? I said yes. You said no. I said why? We go into the trade stuff. I said that Memphis trade was gonna happen. You said something. Why would Memphis blow up a team? Because they're giving up scraps. You give up scraps for star players nowadays. You're like, why would Miami take that? Because he has no trade value. So what are we getting at? Who's Miami? If they have to give up somebody, they're gonna have to give up somebody. Who cares? This Miami Heat team. Literally, it doesn't matter what they give up at this moment. Unless you have Tyler and Bam, you're cool. Everybody else in the young players, you don't care about. We're in a rebuild mode now. As soon as Jimmy's gone, this is a rebuild mode. So all these other players that don't even play that well,
we are not
get them off the
agree
team.
On that one. We're not going to agree on that one. We're not going to agree.
We ain't agreeing this whole time.
Hold on. But all Trent is saying is, listen, it doesn't matter right now. It doesn't matter who we trade with, because right now we really only have Milwaukee, Grizzlies, and maybe 1 or 2 other hidden teams, and Phoenix. So what Trent is saying is, it really doesn't matter who we trade for, because we're not going to get anywhere near the value that we think we are going to get for Jimmy. It doesn't matter who we trade with, honestly. If we're able to squeak out with even 2 first-round picks, we hit the lottery with that. If we can even squeak out with 2 first-round picks, even 1 first-round pick.
Why the fuck would we get 2 first-round picks?
No, that's what I'm saying. We would hit the lottery with that. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter who we trade with. We are not going to get what we think we are going to get for Jimmy.
Right. I don't think Jimmy's
and look, and if he doesn't play, Pat Riley's going to throw him another fine too, because guess what? They caught on faster than we did. He was doing this in the Pelicans game. We saw him doing it in the next game when he was shooting a 1-legged 3, and we're like, whoa. Well, then why is he doing that? They were calling him out from the game prior to that. They noticed it before us. So the moment he comes out here and tries to do any type of form of trolling, guess what? They're going to slam him again. They're going to slam him again because guess what? They're keeping him away from the team. Okay, go ahead.
If Jimmy plays, right, he shoots a 1-legged 3 again, they're going to suspend him again.
Yes.
It's not necessarily that, but it's not. It's if you watch the game, he's just sitting there. Not necessarily.
Yeah, but
talking about his role.
You can't force a player to go out and average a triple-double. Or
no one's saying that. Come on, now, don't do that.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Don't do that.
No, like how are they supposed to gauge if he's trying hard or not?
Okay. That's exactly what I asked earlier.
So look, I'll tell you right now. If he stands in the corner again and says, "Oh well, Spo changed my role," that's a lie. That's a nasty lie. Spo never changed his role. That is a lie. He's the max player on this team. This Miami Heat team goes as far as he did. That night when he sat up in that press conference, he told nothing but lies. Yes, he changed the offense, but if Jimmy wants the ball, he can go get the ball. If he goes out there and half-asses, which we all know.
Well, obviously.
Hold on.
We know that. That was all bullshit by Jimmy.
All of a sudden now, listen, we've been saying it for years.
He's a troll.
That Jimmy Butler's out there, but he's not out there. Oh, we'll wait for playoff Jimmy because he's going to come into playoffs. We've been saying this for years. So we
Jimmy was doing that to preserve him. Jimmy was doing that to preserve his energy.
Hold on. But we know
in the past.
I'm saying that's all I'm saying. That's how we can gauge it. If he goes out there and half-asses again,
now, why is it an issue now?
He's going to get hit again. What?
No, I'm saying why is it an issue?
Because he wants $111 million. That's why it's an issue now.
He's been doing this since 2020. He doesn't care about the regular season. We've known this for years.
But he ain't getting his money, buddy.
Now?
But when you come out and try to throw the Miami Heat under the bus and say that your role changed, that's a lie. Say that you have no joy, that's a lie. Okay, and when he admitted that he enjoys off the court activities, that means that you don't care about the game of basketball.
Yeah, but him saying he has no joy, how's that a lie? How can you prove that?
Because at the end of the day, he
He's
picks and
clearly
chooses.
not happy.
And whose fault is that?
Everybody's fault. His included.
Okay, then. So that's all we're saying. We're not saying that Pat Riley ain't gonna take no blame. Pat Riley, listen, it's about 80% Pat Riley's fault. But I'm saying is for Jimmy Butler to come out there and lie and say that's
Jimmy.
Huh?
Riley hasn't come out not one time and took no responsibility for nothing.
Why would he do that though? Why would he?
Yeah,
do
Pat
that?
Because it's his fault.
Yeah, but
and we cooked him for that. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
And we
But why
cooked him for that.
would an owner come out and say, "Yeah, I messed up"?
He's not an owner.
You get what I'm saying? But why would
Yeah,
he
no
come out and
GM's
say
gonna
that?
do that.
Yeah, like, bro,
Especially
what?
Pat
I
Riley.
get
No.
what you guys are saying. I get what you guys are saying. I get what y'all saying. But all right, look, one more question, a little bit off topic. If Bam Adebayo is about to make $50 million a season in 2 years, how much is Tyler Hero gonna make on his next extension?
So hold on real quick. Because now Amir and Grant said this earlier, and please let me know if I'm telling the truth. Have the Miami Heat done a disservice to Bam Adebayo with this roster construction, yes or no?
Fuck it. It's not based
Hold on,
on
Amir.
Bam.
Hold on, Amir.
In general,
yes or no?
they have
Yes or no, SRT?
I kind of don't think so. It just spoke.
Hold on though. So you're telling me with no point guard, no power forward.
They had a power forward.
Who?
PJ Tucker.
Who?
PJ Tucker.
I'm talking about now, my man. I'm talking about like within these past few years. Last year and this year, we have no power forward.
They've had players. They just let them go the next season.
No, hold on. But you're not listening to me. These past 2
They
seasons,
got Jovic.
Jovic just started playing good this season. I'm talking. Listen. Hold on. Listen. When you're trying to win a championship, my man, we cannot rely on Jovic to help us win a championship. As much as I love those young dudes and I salute those guys, if you're trying to worry about Jovic and Jaime trying to get you to win a championship, that's not a championship roster, my man. Because I'm telling you right now, it's very rare that two guys in year 2 is going to help you win a championship.
Mind you, Jaime been horrible this whole season.
And Jaime's been horrible. And Jovic is very inconsistent. So all I'm saying to you is we do not have a playmaking point guard. I think we can all agree on that. Terry is not a playmaking point guard. Tyler Hero is not a playmaking point guard. And Jovic, can he be a starter at times? I think he should be starting now.
Are they supposed to get this playmaking point guard? How are they supposed to do that with no cap space?
Because they made the wrong. No, because they made the wrong
in that
moves.
situation. They put themselves in that situation.
Yes, they should have never gotten Terry Rozier.
They bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. As a Heat fan, we just wanted to trade. So
they had to get Terry Rozier though.
No, we did not.
No, we didn't.
Oh, stop tripping. Everybody was happy about that. Now it's hindsight.
I just said that. I said we wanted a trade.
I'm saying if they didn't get Rozier, that cap space would have went nowhere. We still would have been over the cap. They had to get that cap space.
What do you?
No, because
Kyle would have expired $30 million
Yeah,
next
exactly.
year. We would have had $30 million in space.
Yes.
Exactly.
Terry Rozier actually hindered us from making moves.
Miami would not have had $30 million in cap space if Lowry would have walked off the books. They was over the cap with Lowry.
Hold on, wait. If they would have never made the trade, he would have fell off the books. Us signing Terry Rozier is the reason why we couldn't make no moves. Andy Ellisberg came out and said that was our move. He came out and said the reason why we ain't make no moves because we ain't got no more money left.
Yeah, hold on, Marcel. I got a question. So why did we give up a first, including with that Dwayne, whatever his damn name is?
No, Dedmon was a second-round pick, not a first.
Yeah, it was
pick.
a second-round pick.
Yeah, why are we giving up a second involving that though? Why?
Bad asset management.
But Miami always give up picks to get rid of players. They did that.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
KZ.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah,
that's a problem. Why are we giving up picks? You know why it's a problem? Because those players we signed, bro, you can look at every single player that we signed in the last couple of years have been awful. Dedmon, Cody Zeller, all these other players have been awful. Thomas Bryant, they're all awful. You can't, bro, everybody's awful. Alec Burks, you just started playing him again, bro. Nazir Little's not even on the roster. He's in the G League. Bro, every player that we signed recently are trash. We don't have, bro, they don't do nothing.
Because we had no space. Obviously, the players you're talking about are all, buyout guys or, vet mins.
What is that, though? That's not Jimmy's fault.
Who said it was?
No. Listen, hold on. Wait, hold on. Listen. I blame Jimmy because you're the leader of the team. So what I mean by that is there's no way on earth, and this is what I mean by y'all be capping for millionaires. You guys can't go to work and half-ass and get a raise. You guys can't go to work and put in minimal effort and expect them to draw the red carpet. And you're saying that Jimmy Butler is making $48.8 million and he's crying about an extension when technically next season he can opt into $52 million. All Pat Riley said, I'm going to pay you later. We could talk about it later. I don't got to pay you now, but I'll pay you later.
Jimmy can't wait. He can't wait until later, though.
Why not?
Why not?
Look, so he can't wait till later because if the contract, they're not going to pay Jimmy. Jimmy could have played every single game this season.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. Paying him.
That's a lie.
They would not pay him.
That's a lie. Because Pat Riley's been asking him to do that since last year.
Because he know he can't. That's why.
No. Hold on. Wait.
Intent on paying him.
Hold on. He's getting away from his point.
No. Because look, they didn't want Jimmy to play 82 games. This is what y'all don't understand. It's not about the 82 games. If Jimmy goes out there and plays 60 games competitively, the Miami Heat will be okay. Because Jimmy Butler's energy alone will carry the team. When he's engaged, and I'm not talking about 40 points a game. Bro, he can give his 18 points. His energy and him being on the floor engaged carries the Miami Heat more than any of us can even imagine.
That's fair. I'm sorry.
That's
I hate this. I hate the whole 60 games.
But Amir, we have to appease Jimmy Butler in this whole window that we're in. If he gives us 60 competitive games, we will be okay.
Dude, I think me and Amir's on this, bro. We hate this. He's this age stuff, bro. Because there's players out there, and I'm gonna always call Russell Westbrook is damn near gonna retire soon. He goes 100% every single night. This Jimmy stuff of him just like, my body can't handle it. I gotta wait to the playoffs to start turning up. Well, I don't care about the regular season. Bro, I think that's just so lame. Like, bro, like it's lame. Like that's just you're not a bro. I played basketball my whole life. Amir, you play basketball, bro. You're not like
I played today.
Half-assing just because your body can't hang up, bro. I think that's so lame. It's lame. Even his teammates know he does that. That's terrible. Like if I'm a rook and I'm looking up to my vet, I'm like, yo, my vet's half-assing. I'm gonna do the same thing. Like it's about like you being the leader. People look up to you. LeBron James is 40 years old and he ain't half-assing. He's not. He's out there playing every night if he could. So like this half-ass shit's corny. It's lame. Play.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Trent, I have a question. So if Jimmy comes out, he plays like let's say for 70 games, he averaged 25, 8 and 8. But in the playoffs, he crash and burn. Is that better?
No, but you're missing the point. We don't even play 70 games. If he gives us 65 competitive games, remember
that mentality. That's not the Gen Z soft ass mentality.
More than not.
I'm going off of what Pat Riley said.
The last 2 seasons,
huh?
Miami been a playing team the last 2 seasons. So all this Jimmy.
No, that comes down to roster.
Miami would be better. Yeah, so regardless.
Hold on.
Hold on. Because when you saw Jimmy Butler say he was sick, and when you look on social media and he was at the tennis tournament, that's what I'm talking about. That's the stuff that Pat Riley's talking about. That is a lie that's a lie. So when he comes out and says
out at that point though.
Huh?
He was already checked out at that point.
Whoa, hold on. See, that's what I mean by lying and capping for millionaires. Once
you're
again,
lying right now, bro.
This is a nasty lie. This man said he was sick. We look on TV and he's at a tennis tournament while his team is literally fighting without him. What kind of foolishness is that?
This is last season also before he got hurt in the playing game, because if he took us and if he had a good playoff run, he knows he can get that extension.
Wait, can I say something real quick? Yo, listen, you said, we're a playing team. Yo, listen, bro, if Jimmy tries 5 games, we're not a playing team. You realize that, right? Bro, that's how close it is. If Jimmy shows up at least a couple of games, the games that he's half-assing, we're no longer a playing team. Those games matter. Those games beginning of the year because his teeth hurt. Oh, I don't want to play. My tooth hurts. Or I just want to half-ass. We're playing Charlotte today. Yeah, bro, those games matter. Those games, it's so close to. It's like a game or 2 games. We're out of it. So those games matter. Yes. So play basketball right now. Hold up. No, right now.
Miami need Jimmy Butler to beat the Hornets.
No, but it's not about that. But why is he not on the floor if he's available?
He said that, though. He just said that.
No. Why is he not on the court? Okay, so prime example. At the end of last season, we lost a bunch of games. It was tight. We lost a bunch of games that Jimmy Butler was on the floor. He was on the floor. We lost
Philly,
Pacers, like the Pacers to Philly. We were
Orlando,
losing all these games. And what did Jimmy Butler come out and say? Oh, don't worry. Oh, I don't care if we're in the play-in. You can't do that. You cannot.
Because mind you,
built like that.
Martel, mind you, right? He says he don't care he's in the plane, so that's more games you got to play if you're in the plane, right? So if your body's already breaking down, you should care not to be in the plane because you get a week rest. You get a week rest.
Jimmy Butler saying out of his own mouth, "I don't
get a week rest." So
what type of leadership is that?
That's what I just don't get. So, bro, yeah, Jimmy has to earn it. You could say, "Oh, he let us." Yeah, we all love him for that. Yeah. But it's now. That's now. This is it's now. An organization got to do what's best for them. And look at Paul George. I always bring up that signing. That signing is probably one of the worst signings in Philly. Bro, they signed him to a huge contract, and that dude can't even give you 20 points a game. He's awful. So that's why organizations make these decisions. That's what it is, bro. You got a 76ers desperate team making a dumb decision. You got Miami saying, okay, work for it. Show me something, and I'll give you your money. So, bro, it's really not that hard, bro. A lot of people say, oh, Jimmy wasn't going to get paid either way. Bro, to this day, we probably wouldn't know. But I honestly think if he just showed Pat Riley, if I played, bro, I think he would have got his extension. It's only like 1 more year or so, 2 more years. It's not that deep.
Pat Riley was never going to extend him, bro, regardless.
Bro, like I just said, bro, we'll never find out that answer. Why do you believe that, though? Why do you believe that?
Because he's older.
Bro, no, you realize...
Listen. He's been telling Jimmy to play more games since last. Remember, he said it during the press conference. I met with Jimmy and his agent. I need you to play more games, Jimmy. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that when he says he's sick, and then you look on TV and he's in but when we look on TV and he's at a tennis tournament, it defeat that you're literally slapping Pat Riley in his face. You are slapping Pat Riley in his face like when you do stuff like that.
That's fine.
I salute Jimmy. Listen, I will say this to listen.
That's fine. Maybe he was throwing the lob to the young guys to get minutes.
No, hold on. What Jimmy Butler did? Hold on. What Jimmy Butler did, no other superstar could have done what he did. He took a ragtag crew of Bam Adebayo and undrafted guys and carried them for 5 to 6 years. And Pat Riley sat around there and made marginal moves. So this is all Pat Riley's fault. I'm only talking about
that though.
When it comes to the trolling and half-assing it in the games. If you're gonna sit on this live and tell me that he's not half-assing in the game, I don't know what games you've been watching these past few years.
Half-assing in the regular season.
Absolutely.
In the playoffs, he's completely different.
Well, guess what? Hold on. Wait.
3 years of playing tournament? That means that we need to start playing during the regular season.
You get to the finals regardless.
So
the only team they have to worry about was Boston and Denver. That's it.
Hold on. So then you're telling me that you can go to work and half-ass?
Because I'm not an athlete. I didn't do.
I asked you that. I said, can you go to work and half-ass?
If I was a basketball player, yeah.
No. I'm talking about right now. Can you go to work?
It's a contract. You get paid for the amount of games. You can do whatever you want in that amount.
No,
bro. Can you go to work and half-ass?
Like at a regular job? No, I can't.
Yes. Huh?
No, I can't. I said at a regular job.
So why would Pat Riley tells Jimmy, "Yo, I need you to stop half-assing"?
Okay. Well, haven't Pat Riley been half-assing it with his job?
And we've been cooking him, absolutely, and we gonna cook Jimmy too.
Why ain't he fired? Why ain't he getting traded?
Because you already know what that's about.
All right. All right.
So you think they gonna fire the Godfather that they worship and praise, even though that whole Godfather is fake for years?
The Knicks did.
Huh? No, he left the Knicks, bro. He left the Knicks in the dust.
Regardless, they got rid of him.
And guess what? And where have they been?
All right. Where are we?
Huh? They haven't. What's one of the New York Knicks?
When's the last time the Knicks made the Eastern Conference Finals?
If the Knicks and the Heat meet up in this playoffs, he got them.
Listen, if you're telling me healthy for healthy, I'll pick the Miami Heat. You know why? Because what have the Knicks done really this season? What have they really done? And they got all these.
What has Miami done this season?
I'm not worried about that because guess what? They've proven that they can beat teams even though no one even
that he can beat teams with this team. Jimmy did that. Without Jimmy, they're not beating no Knicks.
I didn't say without Jimmy. I said healthy and healthy. What you mean?
So now we need Jimmy.
Absolutely. He's our max player. Of course we do. Listen, there's no other team in the NBA that can win without their max player. You tell Luka, listen, if you take Luka off the Mavs, if you take Giannis off the Bucks, if you take all these max players, they're not doing nothing without them.
Dude, hold up. No one's ever saying we don't want Jimmy. It's
Yeah,
just
who's saying
we're
that?
tired. We're tired of his half-ass shit, and then where he's trolling, not taking anything
but y'all
serious.
only tired because he won out. Y'all wasn't tired in 2020, 2022, 2020.
Yeah, you must have not been around, bro. I'm not gonna
Y'all
lie.
wasn't tired when
You
he
must
was
have not been
dragging us to
around,
the
bro.
finals.
Bro, we always,
No,
we
listen,
always
Now he was
call out
pressing
Jimmy.
the trade. Is
Ooh.
we
Bro,
don't like
when
that.
did you
We don't
subscribe
like
to the
that.
channel? When did you subscribe to the channel or watch us?
Hold on, but it's not even about that, Trent. Every single listen, even the Miami Heat have been tired of. They've been tired of Jimmy Butler. However, but when you're winning and when you have success, you allow all that stuff to slide. Like when he's in the Airbnb and the hotel away from the team, they allow all that stuff to slide because we're going to the NBA Finals, we're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Jimmy's telling us we're gonna win a championship, laughing and joking and trolling. Obviously, they're gonna put up with it, but it comes to a point. Why? Once again, I'm gonna go back to this. Everyone's saying that Pat called Jimmy out in public. No, he did not. He sat down with Jimmy and his agent first behind closed doors and said, "Yo, we need to figure this out." So then when Jimmy's coming around here saying, "Oh, well, I would have beat them. Remember, Pat's old school. I think that we forget this. So when he's running around saying, "I wish, I shoulda, woulda, coulda," Pat don't like that stuff because when you're getting paid max money, yo, my man, we need you on the court. And I'll always stand on this. Pat Riley failed Jimmy and Bam to build that roster. He failed them terribly. And he deserves to be cooked because Pat Riley sat up there and said, "Oh, well, I have a hard time trading players." Then take his ass out of here then. Why is he the president? Or why is he on this run? Why? I'm over here crashing out like on this line. Pat Riley deserves to be cooked.
Yo, Grant.
What's up, man?
Yo, do you watch football?
Yeah.
You know the Steelers?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I want to bring up an example real quick, right? George Pickens has an attitude problem, right? He thinks he's better than everybody.
Right.
Mike Tomlin's a good coach who could put up their spot, whatever. Mike Tomlin accepts that behavior because they were winning. Now the Steelers are on a 4-game or 3-game losing streak, and George Pickens is still acting a problem. Now they're calling him out on it. It's the same thing with the Jimmy situation. We was winning at the time. So people like winning kind of takes out a lot of stuff. So you kind of accept a little bit more. So that's just kind of example in a sense. I don't know if you like look deep into them and stuff, but George Pickens and Mike Tomlin reminds me of Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley. He wants him to go out there and do his job, but sometimes he doesn't want to do his job. And the other day he wants to be the best wide receiver in NFL, and that's what Jimmy does. One day Jimmy doesn't want to do his job. The next day he's out there playing his best basketball, best player in the league. It could seem like people tend to forget Jimmy just put up a triple-double against the Pistons the last time that we've really seen him play. You know what I mean? So like that, I just wanted to put up a little comparison if y'all in the chat watch.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about it. But I haven't heard you talk much. So what's your kind of thoughts and opinions on this whole situation?
Yeah, I kind of follow with agreeing with you guys. At the end of the day, we're paying this man 50 M's, close to 50 M's to play basketball. He should be going out there and giving it his all every single game. And like you said, because we've been winning, we haven't been talking about it as much. But now that we stopped, having success, we've been making the play in. That's why it's a problem. It's a problem now. And it's being proven. I don't think there's too many teams out there that want their star player not trying during the regular season. And this has been proven because now there's no trade offers that we're getting right now because no one wants to bring that to their team right now. No one's chomping at the bit to bring someone in that they're going to be taking a risk on. And, hopefully he can turn it on in the playoffs. Because do we even know if he can do that anymore? Last year he got hurt before we even started our playoff run. Like, he's getting older and he's getting beat up. He needs to prove that he wants to play and he wants to be here. You're getting paid $50 million.
Okay, so making $50 million mean you should be able to lead the team, right, in winning games?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So when in 2 years when Bam is making $50 million, what is he supposed to do?
And I'm gonna cook him. Listen, and I'm gonna cook Bam too. Because guess what? They failed him. Hold on, they failed him with the roster too, though. Because we have no point guard and our power forward was 6'5".
But that's not the excuse we're giving Jimmy, though. That's not the excuse we're giving Jimmy.
Listen, no.
So can we avoid that? If he's making $50 million, he don't need no point guard. You get out there and you score.
Yeah, yo.
So hold on. So you're telling me like guys like Tatum who gets carried by all his role players, y'all don't cook him when he y'all don't cook him when he got paid.
Porzingis barely played. They don't need They don't need their full roster to win games.
But you getting away from the point. I agree with you. If Bam puts out 4 points, I'm cooking him every single day. He's the max player. I believe.
Dude, Bam's getting cooked right now. What are we talking about?
He's getting fried right now.
He's only getting cooked because Jimmy's not playing.
No.
Hold up.
If Jimmy was here and Bam was doing this, we're still cooking him. I'm cooking him on this show.
Martel, hold up. Martel, I think these people are trying to say, like, are trying to say what we are. Oh, we're only coming for Jimmy, bro. We come for every single player on the roster. There was a point where we was coming. Hold up.
Dude, hold on. Let me finish. There was a point I was coming for Tyler's neck. Guess what? Tyler shut me up and went to work and is now the best player on the team.
He shut me up too. Tyler should
okay then. So exactly. As a Heat fan, SRT, as a Heat fan, you want us to win all the time. So when you know your great players are struggling and not doing their job, they get called out every single night.
Look, y'all just said, I only heard Jimmy's name. Y'all just said if Jimmy tried a little harder, they will for 5 games. Will be in a better spot. Nobody said nothing about if Bam tried a little harder, if Tyler tried a little harder.
Was Bam struggling this bad last year?
No.
Struggling. What are you talking about?
No, hold on. Usually
his numbers dip all across the board in the playoffs.
Wait, hold on. Last regular season, Bam drops off after the All-Star game. You know why? Because he's tired. Listen, we have no point of attack defenders on this team. So then that means that Bam Adebayo has to carry everything. Bam Adebayo was 6'9", guarding Joel Embiid and all these other big guys every single night with who's our backup 5 right now? Khalil Ware? Khalil Ware's our backup 5. What does that tell you? And Kevin Love, what does that tell you about roster construction? Who is our power forward right now outside of Jokic? Dean Highsmith at 6'5". What does that tell you about roster construction? That's Pat Riley's fault. So then now you want Bam. So now you want Bam to guard 1 through 5, protect the rim, block shots, play defense, and then go on the other end and drop 25. Yes and no. I agree with you. Yes and no. But when Bam can't bring it every night, I understand because they're not help. Bam said he wants to go to the 4, and they have yet to do that. Whose fault is that? Your max player comes out and says, I don't want to play the 5 no more. I'm too small. I'm tired of it. That's roster construction.
Yeah, and the thing is, all right, no matter how bad Bam plays, Bam's always going to give his effort. And that's all we ask for.
Yes.
That's all we ask for, right? We could say because we expect more from Bam and take that offensive leap, but defensively, he's always going to give his effort every single night. You know, a lot of people come for Russ because he's not that skilled right now at the moment, but he's balling. But you get it. But guess what? His effort is always there, 120% every single night. Jimmy's effort one night is 40%, another night 70, and the other night's 120. That's not worth $50+ million. I'm sorry, it's not. So we come at everybody on the team. We've been cooking Terry Rozier. We want him off the team. We cooked Kyle Lowry. We cooked Spo. Spo deserves to get cooked. Everybody's getting cooked. Everybody's getting cooked.
Everybody's getting cooked from top to bottom. Absolutely, Trent. And I'm going to let you guys go, so that we can close. We got 300 people in the building. Make sure that you guys go to Grant's channel, GM Sports. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, GM Sports Report. Make sure that you guys go to Trent's channel, the Miami Heat Network, and Top Notch Sports. Make sure that you guys go to their channels. We have 300 people in here. You guys have to go over there and hit that subscribe button. But Trent and Grant, just real quick, right before you guys go, we are cooking everybody. Everybody deserves some type of blame. Spo's rotations have been terrible. Pat Riley, he's been doing a lot of capping. For these past few years. He failed to build around Jimmy and Bam properly. That goes without saying. He failed to make certain moves that should have been made. For whatever reason they weren't made, he failed. Jimmy Butler, it's an effort thing. Jimmy Butler carried this team. Without Jimmy Butler, we'd be in the lottery for the past few years. I guarantee you. We would be in the lottery. Jimmy Butler did what no other superstar could do. He dragged a ragtag crew of undrafted guys and Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero missing 40 games at times. So he gets all the praise. But right now, we just need him to play basketball and worry about basketball. We'll talk about the money later. He's already getting paid. Bam Adebayo is the max player. I agree with y'all. He has to be better. I agree with y'all. But with no point guard and a 6'5" power forward and no reliable backup 5, that's a failure on the front office. That's a failure on roster construction. We traded for Terry Rozier. He's been an utmost failure. I don't care what anyone. He is not scary Terry. He's timid Terry right now. This roster construction has been terrible from top to bottom, from Spo's rotation, from Pat's bad bad asset management, and bad roster construction, and Bam Adebayo, he's tired. You guys can say, oh, well, this, that, and the third. You guys aren't doing – Bam is the only one out there doing all the work. Y'all might not see it because it's not flashy. He's not dunking and doing all this stuff. But no one is out there. Tyler's getting blown by. Duncan's getting blown by. Everyone's getting blown by on defense. Go ahead, Grant.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think there's everyone's to blame right now. But one thing you can control is your effort at the end of the day. You can control how hard you're playing. Look, Terry Rozier, he might be terrible this year, and we've all said he's been terrible this year. But he goes out there and he tries, and I'll take that over, showing up. At the end of the day, I'll take that over showing up and not trying. Plain and simple.
Yo, go ahead, SRT. Listen, and nothing is personal, bro. This is all hoops, bro. Thank you for subscribing 100%. To the channel. And you actually changed this whole show, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I want to win a championship more than anyone else. I'm not on this YouTube thing making 4 and 5 videos a day for my health. I want the Miami Heat to win a championship. We should have won championships. We didn't due to bad roster construction and due to untimely injuries that no other team had to go against. Victor Oladipo, season-ending injury. Tyler Hero, multiple season-ending injuries. Kyle Lowry not really working out, and injuries. So I am with you, SRT, and I want to win a championship just as bad as you, Grant, and everyone in this chat. But we have to hold people accountable at the same time. Go ahead, SRT, before we close.
Yeah, I just feel like we hold everybody accountable, but
absolutely.
It seems like when it comes to the money, though, we only holding Jimmy. We're not telling Bam, hey, bro, we paying you $50 million. We about to pay you $50 million. We need you to average 25 and 12.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this, SRT. Go on my channel. I've been cooking Bam this whole time.
Well, no.
Listen, I've been cooking everyone.
Not just you. I'm talking about media. I'm talking about Heat organization. Like Pat Riley not having no meetings with Bam saying, "Hey, we need more."
Not that you know of
that. Well, yeah, but I mean, like.
But you know why though? Because Bam is out there every night. You see what I'm saying? Like when you're out there every night, like when you're a diligent soldier working hard, I really can't get on you that much. When other people half-assing and they kind of need – when Bam is out there every night, bro. Every night he's putting in work. We might not like it. He might look drained or whatever. We don't know what's going on. But Bam is out there every night. And the thing is, when you have a max guy who Jimmy's the leader, bro. Listen, bro, you guys don't really understand. Jimmy's aura being on the court, if he could give you a little bit of engagement, it changes the whole team, bro. The minute Jimmy Butler yells and he gets a foul, it changes the whole atmosphere.
The team goes where he goes.
This team goes as far as Jimmy Butler takes them. Think about what we've been able to do without actual real hardcore players on this roster compared to all these other teams stacking the deck trying to win games. Think about what Jimmy Butler dropping 56 in the playoffs. That aura is carrying the rest of the roster. So when Jimmy Butler's not in the locker room, you just took their balls, bro. They have no balls without Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, and that's a problem. That's not a Jimmy problem. That's a team problem.
Absolutely. And I'm going to cook that.
They need Jimmy to scream and holler for them to get amped and win games or play harder.
But you always need your leader, SRT. There's no team in the NBA.
But Bam is the team captain.
And I'm going to cook him for that because guess what? You have a team captain who said he doesn't want to be captain. Yeah. Think about that's a red flag. That's a red flag.
He doesn't have that mentality. But they're paying him $50 million.
But they pay him $50 million because of his two-way ability.
He has no two-way ability. He has a one-way ability, defense. He has there's nothing two-ways about him.
We've never seen a drop-off like this from Bam. If you look at his numbers, he's gotten better every single year. So they would be a fool not to pay him that money. Until now, last year he averaged 20 and 10. The year before that, 18 and 10? His numbers have been going up every year. You have to pay guys like that with his defense, and he's improving every year. You have to listen. Somebody has to get paid, and it's not going to be Highsmith.
He had his best season playing with Kyle Lowry.
And guess what? Kyle Lowry was out of shape and overweight, eating burgers and shakes, and he got upset when Pat Riley told him that he needs to get with the program.
Look, like I'm not trying to praise Kyle Lowry. I'm just saying.
Hold on. You proved my point, then, bro.
Lowry get.
You proved my point. That's why we need a point guard.
But you had one. He was overpaid, yeah.
But Kyle Lowry didn't want to be here, and you know that, my man.
He didn't want to be here after the antics and the you out of shapes and the Heat fans going at him and
So
all
hold
this
on.
other stuff.
So
When
why
he
do you
was
think
out
he
getting
was?
6 points a game, it was a problem. Yeah,
Of course
I
it
get it,
is.
but he was helping Bam.
Yes and no. Yes
I
and no.
remember all those games when Bam get the ball in the paint, he'd throw it back out to Lowry, and Lowry would be like, "No, you getting this ball." He was force feeding Bam, and Bam was thriving off of that.
But his attitude, but hold on, but his attitude was detrimental to the team. That's why he was gone, my man.
Detrimental though. Do you remember when Miami Heat, the whole team used to take charges? You remember that?
I
They
listen,
thought,
but SRT, I agree with you. But guess what? Sometimes things run its course when it comes to players and teams. And I think Jimmy Butler may be running his course here. I don't want Jimmy Butler to be traded. I still think that we can make a decent run because the East is weak. And listen, I don't believe in Cleveland. Cleveland is fraudulent to me. Jared Allen said last year that the lights were too bright. I don't believe in Cleveland. The only team that I fear is the Boston Celtics. That's it.
I don't even fear them. They just like all they do is shoot threes. All they do is shoot threes, bro. If you can stop them from making
those
threes,
are cooking
it's over with. Well, yeah, I mean it could. It's if they get hot, yeah, like they're unbeatable. But I mean, a team that shoot threes, you can stop that. I mean, with good defense, you ain't stopping that with Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, but you can stop that if you're a good defensive team.
Listen, absolutely, and I think that they could maybe be that one day. It's like what me and Grant said. We are cooking everybody top to bottom. But always remember this: when you're the leader, you take most of the blame, whether it's right or wrong. Every single quarterback, if your team loses, it's the quarterback's fault. And guess what? If any team loses in the NBA, if Luka loses, if the Mavs lose, it's Luka's fault. And guess what? If the Milwaukee Bucks lose, it's Giannis's fault. They cooked Giannis like when he was over here talking about, well, this is a learning experience. They fried him. They fried him when he said that. Think about LeBron James. When LeBron James lose, they killed, bro. They fried him. They fried LeBron James.
But they never. Yeah, but they organization don't come out and say, "Oh no, we're not paying this guy." No one does that.
Once again, that's Pat Riley.
If you don't want to pay him, cool, but don't announce it.
When you piss off Pat Riley, and listen, you got to remember this. Pat Riley told him this behind closed doors. But when you go out and say that you're sick and then you're on a tennis match, Pat Riley is going to be pissed off. And guess what? I agree with you. Should he have said it behind closed doors? Yes. But I'm not surprised. It's Pat Riley. Hello.
I'm just saying, if you didn't want to pay Jimmy, you shouldn't have told him, oh, you got to do A, B, and C.
No, they wanted to pay him. This fiasco.
I don't think they ever wanted to pay him.
Shooting a one-legged three does not help you get paid. Correct? Right? Correct?
But they been said that they wasn't paying him prior to that.
No. Pat Riley said, I am not going to give you a max now. He told Jimmy, you wait till the offseason. He said this like at the press conference. You wait till next. He said, we don't got to pay him right now. You wait till you're up for your $52 million opt-in. We'll see where the team is going. And guess what? Any smart businessman would do that. I am not going to give a guy who half-assed me this season, did not play in the playoffs, $111 million for what? And I don't have to.
Look. So if like let's say if everything went right? They gave Jimmy his extension. How does that help the team get better? All they're gonna do is run it back again.
Once again, that's why Pat Riley said, we'll think about it. Because they're not just thinking about Jimmy's contract. They're thinking about 2026 when a bunch of free agents are coming up. They're thinking about different things. They're thinking about moving players, trading players. I can't give you an extension and you're still making $48 million. And then now you're looking even at $52 million if you want to stay here. Why am I going to give you an extension? And he's arguably making $100 million within these next 2 years. Why do I have to give him an extension for?
They don't have to give him.
They're not out. No, what I'm saying is that they're not out.
I was the one that was saying that they shouldn't give him one. I think he should have opted out, and they should have just signed him for 2 years.
Once again, he's under contract.
2026.
He is under contract. He needs to play through his contract like everybody else in the NBA. That's it. So I salute Jimmy. He is our best player. He can cook a lot of people in the East, but he has to be available, and I know he will be, hopefully. But don't quit on the team. That's all I'm saying. I agree with you. This has been a failure from top to bottom.
One last question.
And it's not all Jimmy Butler's fault either.
All right, one last question. 2026 comes, right? And Jimmy's gone or whatever. We have cap space to sign a max player. What happens when Bam is making 50? You got to extend Tyler, obviously.
They don't have to.
Paying this other guy. Yeah,
They
but
they don't have to. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like, they don't have to extend nobody.
So should they come out and tell Tyler, hey, Tyler, if you don't become an all-star or like a 3-time all-star by in the next 3 years, we're not going to extend you, and that's going to work out?
No, but guess what? It's the same thing that Pat Riley does every year. I'm not going to give you all this bread already. For what? Listen, if you're under contract right now, you're at work.
I agree with you.
Under contract. Hold on. And you're under contract. You're telling your boss right now that you want a contract right now for 2030. Why on earth would they do that?
Look, I agree with you. My point is, if you gotta entice a player to play hard or play better to get a contract, just trade him. Don't hold on to him and wait till the very end.
Listen, we can't go to work and half-ass. Once again, we can't go to work and half-ass and want a raise. All they're saying is, if you're under contract right now, we're not talking money. We need to be talking hoops. We're not talking money and you getting paid.
And I'm saying, if the player half-assing it and everybody see it, trade him. Why hold on to him?
And now the reason why they didn't do that is because we've seen success. They allowed Jimmy Butler to do this. They've allowed Jimmy Butler to have a bad habit of missing games because of the success of 3 Eastern Conference Finals, 2 NBA Finals that nobody thought that we were going to go to. So I'm cool with all this Jimmy Butler not really playing like that, but guess what? It comes to a certain – it's like your parents. Eventually, your parents are going to get pissed at you. You've been acting bad, doing all these bad things. They're going to get pissed. That's it. And eventually, they're like, you know what, Jimmy? We fuck with you. I don't know about like $111 million right now. We can talk about that later. And there's nothing wrong with what Pat Riley said by waiting. I will say, though, in their heart, because I will agree with you, in their heart, if they knew they weren't going to pay him, trade him. In their heart, and which
I don't
we don't
think
know.
they intended on wanting to pay him. I just don't feel that. I don't see that. They were just looking for like an excuse to put the blame on him, to put all the burden on him. Hey, play 70 games.
Well, guess what? That's his job, my man.
He won't be able to do that. Well, yeah, it's his job to play 82 games, but a lot of players don't play 82 games.
They don't want
pay per game.
They don't want him to play 82 because he's never played 82.
No. I'm saying, if it's an 82 game season, and if you get a contract, it's for the 82 game season, and hopefully the playoffs. But it's for the 82 game season. They expect you to play as much games as possible. Yeah, injuries happen and stuff like that happens, but you get paid for the 82 games. You ain't getting paid for 60 games. You ain't getting paid for 75 games. You get paid for 82. You get paid even when you're not playing. Heard or not.
I agree with you.
I'm just saying, why is it a problem now? Like, he's been doing this the last 2 years.
Because we're not seeing success anymore.
Yeah, but the success stopped coming when he got hurt by Kelly Oubre. That was a freak injury. It wasn't like Jimmy just broke down. It was a freak injury.
I agree with you,
his legs and hurt him. And then when he was out of the lineup, the success stopped. That's why you pay him. That's why you keep him happy. Once he stopped playing and everything stopped, that's a clear indicator on you need to keep this guy.
I agree with you, but then at the same time, like I said 100 times, Pat Riley don't roll like that. And it's
that's a problem. This is a player.
He opened up and told you a conversation that no one knew when he told Jimmy Butler a year ago that he play more games. You have no clue what kind of conversations that they've been having behind closed doors. And has Jimmy Butler fulfilled that so far? Yes and no. So you cannot blame Pat for not wanting to pay him right now when he's already getting paid and he's looking at $52 million next season. Why on earth do I need to extend you when we need to be talking about how to win a championship?
So do you think Jimmy should opt in?
That's his business. That's on him.
Yeah, no, but I'm asking you as a fan and as an analyst.
I don't have no sources. I try my best to come up on here and talk hoops. But if you're telling me that Jimmy Butler wants to re-sign for $52 million, I got to say, okay, well, then how are we going to win games? Because once again, this is not Jimmy Butler's fault. This is Pat Riley's fault when it comes to roster construction. When I talk about Jimmy, it's about effort and playing games. It's completely different. I'm not blaming Jimmy for this terrible roster.
Pat can't do nothing with the roster if all his money is tied into Jimmy, Bam, and Tyler.
No, it is his job to
and Rozier.
It is his job to move pieces around to make this roster better. But unfortunately, due to bad asset management, we've kind of dug ourselves in a nasty hole.
That's his fault, right? That's Pat Riley's fault, right?
Absolutely. And go on my channel, I'm cooking him left and right.
Yeah, I watch all of the vids, man. But look, all I'm saying is in other organizations, aside from Spurs and Heat, if you got bad asset management, you out of there.
But the problem is Pat Riley's seen success, though, because you can't fire a man that took you to the NBA Finals twice, where one Jimmy Butler shot away from going to the NBA Finals 3 times. And listen, like I told you, people like Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, Popovich, they have a whole different type of, like, not aura, but they have a whole different leash when it comes to winning and losing. You can't compare someone that has never won a championship on the like Raptors to Pat Riley. Is it wrong? Yes and no. Pat Riley is literally being carried by what he's done in the past and by recent success that technically we overachieved when you think about roster for roster and what really went down and what Jimmy Butler had to do and all these different things. There's a lot of variables. But I'm saying you can't fire, you technically can't get mad at Pat because when we were in the NBA Finals twice, when we were in the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times, nobody was screaming fire Pat. It's during the regular season we are saying, yo, something needs to be done because this team is terrible. But listen, I don't want to hold up Grant that much longer because he's a very busy man. Make sure, we have 300 people in the building. Subscribe to GM Sports Report. Plus, listen, thank you, SRT, for coming on the show. Where can people find you on social media if you want to plug that?
I don't be on social media, bro. Just YouTube, man. Just in the comments.
Thank you for coming on the show. This was a very good debate. Once again, it is not all Jimmy Butler's fault. 80% Pat Riley, 20% Jimmy Butler, bad roster construction, bad asset management. That is on Pat Riley. Bad rotations, that's on Spo, but Spo can only play who's on the court, but his rotations have been terrible.
Terrible.
And like I said, I will continue to cook everybody. Bam Adebayo needs to be better. I agree with you, but they have not done it justice by him with this terrible roster construction. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. Go to Grant's channel. I'm pushing to 6K, and thank you again to SRT for coming on the show.